Hello everyone, and welcome back to Age of Mythology Divine Edition. I've got quite the special surprise for you all today, and that is a redux of the Chinese civilization. Now, it is fairly commonly accepted within the Age of Mythology community that the Chinese are just not that good. And despite the actions of the developers and the far more successful actions of the Metaplays team, which have actually made the Chinese civilization balanced, as evidenced by the win rate in the recent EE Metaplays tournament, none of them have been able to make the Chinese actually fun, whether to play or to play against. None of them have been able to give the Chinese some unique, distinguishing mechanic that is interesting, enjoyable, and lends some good gameplay depth. And so that is what I have done. You will find the new Chinese under the Babylonians, and I have replaced them with Fuji, Nuwa, and Shenong. The bonuses are slightly changed, in that I have adjusted many of them for balance concerns and also to add in new uses of the primary new Chinese mechanic. So Fuji has lost his Immortals power and has lost his building reduction in cost. In addition, his towers and castles are actually more expensive due to the fact that the Blessed Construction will make them do double damage. However, I did give his heroes 10% more health. Nuwa has actually gotten a human unit cost reduction removed entirely. However, all of her rebirths are now one fewer favor. And Shenong happens to now have all of his rebirths taking half as long as the other two gods. And you might ask, well, what's a rebirth? And now I will show you. All human soldiers, myth units, and heroes, including the Fire Lance, may now be reborn. In order to rebirth the unit, you simply pay a small cost of favor, which now starts a timer. When the timer expires, the unit will die and be reborn with almost full HP. As you can see, the peasant has 58 HP, and the reborn peasant has only 53. We'll also see that the scout cavalry costs 5 favor to be reborn, compared to the villagers 2, but also that, over time, you will see that the villager is reborn much more quickly than the scout cavalry. This is an excellent method of healing on the go, as well as making quick hit-and-run attacks and quickly refreshing your units, and of getting healing before the monk in the heroic age. Moreover, 2 of the Chinese myth units, the Quilin and the Terracotta Soldier, have specific bonuses which activate upon death, being the Quilin's healing aura and the Terracotta Soldier's damage and resource return. Their rebirth costs are proportionally more expensive. When you are reborn, you lose 10% of your HP. However, the Immortal and the Monk, being heroes, do not suffer at all from rebirth, and when they are reborn, they will still have the 150 HP that you currently see there. There we are. Now let us accelerate gameplay a little to show the remaining bonuses. Now, overall, all of the units have lost 10% of their hit points. This is to make up for a birth. However, the Scout Cavalry has now gotten another population cost, but has gotten more hit points and has increased damage versus archers. His damage versus villagers, specifically, not caravans, but villagers, his bonus damage has been halved. So now he does 1.15 times damage to villagers as opposed to 1.3, while he now does 1.6 times damage to archer units. The Immortal has had his damage distinctly reduced. However, he now gains experience. So the more units he kills, the stronger he will become. At 50% of max experience, you will see that the Immortal will gain a little aura of sunlight above his head. At 100% experience, he will gain a stronger aura of sunlight. Speed up gameplay even further. As you can see, he's doing a consistent 8 damage at the moment. And is nearly dead, so maybe that was a mistake. There we are. He's now doing 9 damage. And now he's doing 10 damage. And I'm pretty sure once he kills both of these wolves, he will get the sunlight aura that shows that he has now achieved 50%. Yep, there he is. This above an immortal means that the immortal is now doing about 2 times damage. As you can see, he has damage of 7 and just, I think, 2 shot the Raven. Of course, if you rebirth your immortal, they lose their sunlight aura and all of their experience, and they must start again. So this means healing is, in fact, important. To counterbalance this, you will notice that the immortal now costs 3 population and not 2. The final significant change, as far as the Chinese go, is actually something they can do with their monks. Monks may now empower gardens. While a monk is empowering a garden, it will generate roughly 50% more resources. Alright, let's defend this. More minor changes are that the general now has an infinite build limit as opposed to a build limit of 3, and that peasants are slightly nerfed across the board as far as the resource collection goes. So they now work at 92.5% efficiency, not the previous 100% efficiency. Aside from that, the Chinese are essentially unchanged. In my personal gameplay, I have found that this greatly makes their civilization more fun and more complicated, and also, I would imagine, a little bit more balanced in competitive play, as many of these strategies, specifically the Fuji Rush and the insane new warp production rate, are somewhat alleviated. Moreover, this gives a reason to build monks, a reason to build gardens, a reason not to be hyper-aggressive in the early age with call to arms, and moreover, a more solid base, with a more fundamental and cooler mechanic than... Actually, I don't really know what the Chinese had before this. I guess you could say that they had gardens, kind of. The heroes were a bit interesting. Yeah, so this is just a strict improvement to the Chinese. And you can test it out with the upcoming patch. Anyways, that's all. Hope you have a good one.